From Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, it's the World Series of Soccer. The United States World Cup team against Coach Bora Milutinovic's old team, Costa Rica. Today's game is presented by American Airlines, the airline that is proud to be selected the official carrier of the United States World Cup team. American Airlines, something special in the air. And brought to you by Adidas Equipment, the best of Adidas. Everything that is essential and nothing that is not. Men's soccer as the United States gets set to take on Costa Rica. I'm Randy Hahn along with Ricky Davis. We are glad you are with us here on Sports Channel America. Costa Rica clearly one of the dominant teams in Central America in recent years. Just last year at the World Cup, they surprised the world under Bora Milutinovic by advancing to the second round. More about them in a moment. But first, Ricky, this is the final game of the calendar year of 1991 for the USA men's team. It's been a good year. It's been an excellent year, Randy. It's a season that saw the United States team compile a record of 11 wins, 9 losses, and 5 ties. That's incredibly respectable. That's doing outstandingly well when you consider some of the opponents that they played. They played against some of the heavyweights. They played Argentina. They played Uruguay. They played a couple of the top Italian club teams. It's been an excellent year, and what better way to finish the year on a winning note tonight. Now, this will not be the first time that Milutinovic has coached against his former team, Costa Rica. It happened this past summer in Los Angeles in the CONCACAF Gold Cup tournament at the LA Coliseum. The United States won that game and turned out to be a very big result for them, Rick. Oh, an incredibly big result, because not only was that game a victory for him, a victory that certainly as a coach is looking at it, what dreams are made of. You play against your old team and you beat them the first time around, but it was a result that ended up carrying them on through the championship. They won 3-2. They went on to win the Gold Cup, and that was the first time that the United States has achieved results in that type of a competition as good as that was. So Costa Rica comes back to the United States for the second time this year, looking to prove something, looking for a little revenge after what happened this past summer at the Gold Cup. And we'll be back with the opening lineups when we return here in Dallas in just a moment. Game between the USA and Costa Rica. First for the United States, and once again it will be Tony Meola in goal, his 42nd full international appearance for the USA. Balboa, Armstrong, Doyle, and Clavillo across the back. A change in the midfield today, Rick Davis, as Hugo Perez is out with an injury. Yeah, certainly, Randy, the biggest concern that Bora Milutinovic has to look at, the fact that you don't have Hugo Perez. There is no other player that plays the role that Hugo does. I suspect what Bora is trying to do is to put that burden on Eric Winalda, Brian Quinn, and Bruce Murray in terms of picking up the creative aspect of the game that Hugo brings to our team. And as far as the forwards are concerned, Dominic Kinnear has seen some action recently, but Jorge Acosta will play only his second game ever for the USA. Now the lineup for the Costa Rican team, this team that surprised the world at the World Cup last year, although there's only about a half dozen players left from that group. And not included is Jose Rojas, who will start in goal. He did not play in the World Cup. There's Chacon, Quesada, Gonzalez, and Montero making up the Costa Rican defense. In the midfield for Costa Rica, and this is often where this Central or / South American attack starts from the middle, Arquedas, Gomez, Marchena, and Guillen. And the forwards for Costa Rica starting the game will be Norman Gomez and Claudio Jara. That's right, Randy, and we got to keep our eyes on Marchena and Jara. Those are the two guys that are going to make things tick for Costa Rica. I think quite possibly the fate of this game will depend on the role that those both play in each of their opportunities. We are ready for the opening kickoff, and that is coming up next. It's the USA against Costa Rica on Sports Channel America. Suburban Dallas, Irving, Texas. Randy Hahn along with Rick Davis. We are glad you are along on this Sunday afternoon on Sports Channel America for this final game of 1991 for the U.S. men's team. Let's go to the officials for tonight's game. The referee will be Javier Castellanos. He's the gentleman in the middle of your screen, assisted by the linesman Ed Cummings on the right and Ed Bellion on our left. They're both from Texas, Houston, and Grapevine, respectively. The fourth official, who is an extra this afternoon, is Ron Gordon of Arlington, USA and Costa Rica. And Randy, I'll tell you, this town has always been known about the fact that it's football. It's also a town that has an incredibly good soccer following. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see an outstanding crowd here today. I think it's important for us right from the onset to explain the field markings. Obviously, this is an NFL field and lined that way and configured that way. The soccer touch lines on the sideline are within the white, actually outside the white boundary that you see. See the wide boundary there. And as we will zoom in tight, you'll see the yellow line that extends. There's the corner flag right there. So you'll have to keep an eye on that and watch for that ball to go beyond the AstroTurf, past the white portion, and onto the yellow lining of the field. They would have changed all that, we're told, but the Cowboys are right back in here on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, for another game, and there just wasn't enough time to turn it around that quickly. Evidently, it takes about 4 or 5 days with high-pressure water and scrubbing to get all the markings off the field, get the soccer field painted on, and then change it over again.